western sky was turning amber. Long shadows crossed the interstate. An old song drifted through the speakers, 30 years and one day late. I lowered down the driver's visor, and something fell into my hands. A folded map in your handwriting, marked with roads we never planned. You worked summers at the county library, stamping novels until 5. I changed tires at my uncle's garage near the entrance to Highway 9. Every evening after closing, you would wait beside the square. I arrived in that blue Oldsmobile with motor oil in my hair. You always carried colored pencils, drawing circles on the map. The green line led toward Colorado, a red one reached the ocean cliffs. You marked a star beside each town where you believed we ought to stay. Then wrote, no destination needed, just keep driving west someday. We had a jar of gasoline money, 2 sleeping bags behind the seat. Every road looked like a doorway, every mile belonged to you and me. On the map above the dashboard, you drew a future in blue ink. A cabin near the mountains, a little town beside the sea. You wrote our names across the state lines, then placed a heart where they would meet. On the map above the dashboard, love made every road complete. The night before our planned departure, a thunderstorm came through the town. You arrived outside the garage with your yellow suitcase tied down. Your mother had received a telephone call. Your sister needed help back east. They said it might be one short winter, and you would come and travel with me. I drove you to the Greyhound terminal, past storefronts flashing in the rain. Your fingers traced the fogged up window, mine held tightly to the wheel. You asked me not to change the route or spend the money we had saved. I promised I would meet you in the springtime at the first star on the page. The bus pulled out at 2 that morning. Your face grew smaller through the glass. I kept the engine running, like motion could prevent the past. On the map above the dashboard, you drew a future in blue ink. A cabin near the mountains, a little town beside the sea. You wrote our names across the state lines, then placed a heart where they would meet. On the map above the dashboard, love made every road complete. Your first letters came from Richmond, filled with plans for your return. Your sister's child was slowly healing. You were working double shifts. I answered from the garage office with the radio turned low. I told you every dollar saved was one more mile that we could go. Then my uncle suffered a heart attack and left the business in my name. I missed the springtime meeting. You waited 3 full days. The motel clerk beside the first star said you called me every night, but the garage phone had been disconnected after lightning struck the line. You sent one final envelope, but it arrived already torn inside the corner of our map, and one dried roadside flower. You wrote, I cannot keep on waiting for a life that will not start. I read those words beneath the work light and felt the highway leave my heart. I stayed and built the business, sold it 20 years ago. I married, raised 2 children, watched them choose their roads and go. After my wife passed last December, I bought another older car. Not the blue one that you remembered, but close enough to bear the scars. Tonight I found your map above me, where I must have placed it years ago. The colored lines were pale and broken, but every handwritten star still showed. So I turned. The western sky was turning amber. Long shadows crossed the interstate. An old song drifted through the speakers, 30 years and 1 day late. I lowered down the driver's visor and something fell into my hands. A folded map in your handwriting, marked with roads we never planned. You worked summers at the county library, stamping novels until 5. I changed tires at my uncle's garage near the entrance to Highway 9. Every evening after closing, you would wait beside the square. I arrived in that blue Oldsmobile with motor oil in my hair. You always carried colored pencils, drawing circles on the map. The green line led toward Colorado, the red one reached the ocean cliffs. You marked a star beside each town where you believed we ought to stay. Then wrote, no destination needed, just keep driving west someday. We had a jar of gas departure, a thunderstorm came through the town. You arrived outside the garage with your yellow suitcase tied down. Your mother had received a telephone call. Your sister needed help back east. You said it might be one short winter, then you would come and travel with me. I drove you to the Greyhound terminal, past storefronts flashing in the rain. Your fingers traced the fogged up window, mine held tightly to the wheel. You asked me not to change the route or spend the money we had saved. I promised I would meet you in the springtime at the first star on the page. The bus pulled out at 2 that morning. Your face grew smaller through the glass. I kept the engine running like motion could prevent the past. On the map above the dashboard, you drew a future in blue ink. A cabin near the mountains, a little town beside the sea. You wrote our names across the state lines, then placed a heart where they would meet. On the map above the dashboard, love made every road complete. Your first letters came from Richmond, filled with plans for your return. Your sister's child was slowly healing. You were working double shifts. I answered from the garage office with the radio turned low. I told you every dollar saved was one more mile that we could go. Then my uncle suffered a heart attack and left the business in my name. I missed the springtime meeting. You waited 3 full days. The motel clerk beside the first star said you called me every night, but the garage phone had been disconnected after lightning struck the line. You sent one final envelope, but it arrived already torn inside the corner of our map. And one dried roadside flower, you wrote, I cannot keep on waiting for a life that will not start. I read those words beneath the work light and felt the highway leave my I stayed and built the business, sold it 20 Turnpike shone beneath the rainfall, white lines running through the black. A lonely station played a love song from a summer I could not get back. Then I found an old brass highway coin inside the pocket of my coat, and heard your voice above the engine, like a promise on the road. You work nights inside the toll booth at the bridge outside Monroe. I drove furniture across the state line, taking any job that paid. Every Tuesday near 11, I would choose your narrow lane. You would lean beneath the window and ask if I had outrun the rain. The fare was only 50 cents then, but I always stayed too long. We spoke between the passing headlights while your little radio played songs. You wore a yellow knitted sweater, a silver moon above your heart. I learned the hours of your schedule. You learned the routes marked on my charts. One cold night you gave my change back, closed my fingers around the coin. You said, keep this for the evening, when you finally asked me to join. One more coin for the turnpike, one more mile beneath the stars. You were waiting in that small light, I was living from my car. Every road beyond the river felt like somewhere we could start. One more coin for the turnpike, and your name inside my heart. On your first free Sunday morning, we drove north without a plan. You brought peaches in a paper bag, I brought a blanket from the van. We stopped beside the Franklin Quarry, where the water looked like glass. You took your shoes off on the gravel and asked me not to drive so fast. At sunset near the county border, we found a carnival in town. You won a plastic red guitar by knocking painted bottles down. We danced beside the Ferris wheel while speakers played a distant tune, then kissed behind the ticket trailer underneath an August moon. You said I could leave that toll booth, you could find a local line. I said, wait until September, I just need a little time. One more coin for the turnpike, one more mile beneath the stars. You were waiting in that small light, I was living from my car. Every road beyond the river felt like somewhere we could start. One more coin for the turnpike, and your name inside my heart. September brought a longer contract, west through Kansas, south through Texas. I promised I would call each evening from the payphones at the stops. At first we spoke through rain and distance, counting days until my return. Then winter storms delayed the freight, and every missed call made you hurt. When I returned the week of Christmas, your booth was dark, your lane was closed. A paper sign beneath the window said the bridge would soon be automated. The guard on duty knew your family. He said your mother had fallen ill. You moved back east to care for her, to a town beyond Mill Hill. I asked if you had left a message. He searched the drawer beneath the maps, then handed me the red toy guitar. We won that night beneath the wheel. A note was tied around the handle. I waited longer than I should. Keep the coin until you find me. Use it only when you would. For years I carried that old token through 1,000 toll booth lanes. Machines replaced the midnight workers, numbers replaced familiar names. I married once and raised a daughter, then watched their marriage lose its way. Still the coin remained inside my wallet, smooth from every passing day. Last week I heard the bridge was closing, the old turnpike rerouted south. I drove there on its final evening with the red guitar beside me. The booth where you once waited. The turnpike shone beneath the rainfall, white lines running through the black. A lonely station played a love song from a summer I could not get back. Then I found an old brass highway coin inside the pocket of my coat, and heard your voice above the engine like a promise on the road. You work nights inside the toll booth at the bridge outside Monroe. I drove furniture across the state line, taking any job that paid. Every Tuesday near 11, I would choose your narrow lane. You would lean beneath the window and ask if I had outrun the rain. The fare was only 50 cents then, but I always stayed too long. We spoke between the passing headlights while your little radio played songs. You wore a yellow knitted sweater, a silver moon above your heart. I learned the hours of your schedule. You learned the routes marked on my chart. One cold night you gave my change back, closed my fingers around the coin. You said, keep this for the evening. when you finally asked me to join. One more coin for the turnpike, one more mile beneath the stars. You were waiting in that small light. I was living from my car. Every road beyond the river felt like somewhere we could start. One more coin for the turnpike, and your name inside my heart. On your first free Sunday morning, we drove north without a plan. You brought peaches in a paper bag, I brought a blanket from the van. We stopped beside the Franklin Quarry, where the water looked like glass. You took your shoes off on the gravel and asked me not to drive so fast. At sunset near the county border, we found a carnival in town. You won a plastic red guitar by knocking painted bottles down. We danced beside the Ferris wheel while speakers played a distant tune, then kissed behind the ticket trailer underneath an August moon. You said I could leave that toll booth, you could find a local line. I said wait until September, I just need a little time. One more coin for the turnpike, one more mile beneath the stars. You were waiting in that small light. I was living from my car. Every road beyond the river felt like somewhere we could start. One more coin for the turnpike, and your name inside my heart. September brought a longer contract, west through Kansas, south through Texas. I promised I would call each evening from the payphones at the stops. At first we spoke through rain and distance, counting days until my return. Then winter storms delayed the freight, and every missed call made you hurt. When I returned the week of Christmas, your booth was dark, your lane was closed. A paper sign beneath the window said the bridge would soon be automated. The guard on duty knew your family. He said your mother had fallen ill. You moved back east to care for her, to a town beyond Mill Hill. I asked if you had left a message. He searched the drawer beneath the maps, then handed me the red toy guitar we won that night beneath the wheel. A note was tied around the handle. I waited longer than I should. Keep the coin until you find me. Use it only when you would. For years I carried that old token through 1,000 toll booth lanes. Machines replaced the midnight workers, numbers replaced familiar names. that marriage lose its way. Still the coin remained inside my wallet, smooth from every passing day. Last week I heard the bridge was closing, the old turnpike rerouted south. I drove there on its final evening, with the red guitar beside me. The sun went down behind the grain fields, gold fading into violet blue. A distant station crossed the dashboard, playing the song I learned from you. Then red tail lights on Route 17 burned softly through the rain, and every mile I left behind began to call your name. I met you at the Falcon filling station, working nights beside the road. I was driving with a broken amplifier and nowhere left to go. You wore your name upon a silver badge, a pencil through your hair. You brought me coffee while I waited for the tow truck to get there. My band had lost another drummer, the club had canceled our last show. You said you looked like someone running from a place you used to know. I laughed and showed you my old guitar, its case held shut with wire. You asked me for a song at closing, so I played beside the tire. The trucks moved east beneath the moonlight, the station sign buzzed red and white. You listened like the empty highway had been waiting all its life. Red tail lights on Route 17, your face beside me in the rain. We were young enough to call it freedom, brave enough to leave without a name. You were singing through the open window, I was driving toward a dream. Love was burning in the distance like red tail lights on Route 17. For 7 weeks you rode beside me, selling postcards at the shows. We slept in rooms above old taverns and washed our clothes wherever we could. In Tulsa you took photographs of neon shining on my hands. In Little Rock beneath the fire escape, we made 100 useless plans. You wanted land outside your hometown, a kitchen painted summer green. I wanted stages, crowded highways, my name across a magazine. We never thought about the future, we simply spoke of different skies. You loved the quiet after midnight, I chased the noise before sunrise. Some hearts break with doors and shouting, 17. Outside of town near North Carolina, you asked me to turn the van around. Your mother's letters filled your suitcase. Your father could no longer work. I had an opening act in Richmond, the first real chance we'd ever seen. You stood beneath a highway overpass, halfway between your life and me. I offered you the money in my pocket. You left it folded on the seat. You took your camera and your blue coat and kissed me gently on the cheek. A bus arrived through morning fog. Its brakes released a tired cry. You walked aboard without looking back. I never learned to ask you why. The band survived another summer, then disappeared like bands will do. I played behind a dozen singers, but every stage reminded me of you. I saw your photograph in a Sunday paper, a farmhouse standing after rain. Below it read your married name, but your eyes behind the lens were still the same. I kept the picture in my guitar case, beside the strings you bought in June. Sometimes before an empty sound check, I still play your filling station tune. No crowd has ever heard the ending. I could never make it right. It always stops where you stop singing. The sun went down behind the grain fields, gold fading into violet blue. A distant station crossed the dashboard, playing the song I learned from you. Then red tail lights on Route 17 burned softly through the rain, and every mile I left behind began to call your name. I met you at the Falcon filling station, working nights beside the road. I was driving with a broken amplifier and nowhere left to go. You wore your name upon a silver badge, a pencil through your hair. You brought me coffee while I waited for the tow truck to get there. My band had lost another drummer. The club had canceled our last show. You said you looked like someone running from a place you used to know. I laughed and showed you my old guitar, its case held shut with wire. You asked me for a song at closing, so I played beside the tire. The trucks moved east beneath the moonlight. The station sign buzzed red and white. beside me, selling postcards at the shows. We slept in rooms above old taverns and washed our clothes wherever we could. In Tulsa, you took photographs of neon shining on my hands. In Little Rock, beneath the fire escape, we made 100 useless plans. You wanted land outside your hometown, kitchen painted summer green. I wanted stages, crowded highways, my name across a magazine. We never fought about the future, we simply spoke of different skies. You loved the quiet after midnight, I chased the noise before sunrise. Some hearts break with doors and shouting, some divide without a sound. Ours began to lose its rhythm every time the wheels slowed down. Red tail lights on Route 17, your face beside me in the rain. We were young enough to call it freedom, brave enough to leave without a name. You were singing through the open window, I was driving toward a dream. Love was burning in the distance like red tail lights on Route 17. Outside of town near North Carolina, you asked me to turn the van around. Your mother's letters filled your suitcase, your father could no longer work. I had an opening act in Richmond, the first real chance we'd ever seen. You stood beneath the highway overpass, halfway between your life and me. I offered you the money in my pocket, you left it folded on the seat. You took your camera and your blue coat, then kissed me gently on the cheek. A bus arrived through morning fog, its brakes released a tired cry. You walked aboard without looking back, I never learned to ask you why. The band survived another summer, then disappeared like bands will do. I played behind a dozen singers, but every stage reminded me of you. I saw your photograph in a Sunday paper, a farmhouse standing after rain. Below it read your married name, but your eyes behind the lens were still the same. I kept the picture in my guitar case, beside the strings you bought in June. Sometimes before an empty sound check, I still play your filling station tune. No crowd has ever heard the ending, I could never make it right. It always stops where you stop singing. Desert evening turned to copper, heat still rising from the road. A faded station across the speakers, playing songs we used to know. Then beyond the county warning sign, beneath the violet sky, I saw your colors on a billboard, merely let the exit pass me by. You painted signs along the highway, standing high above the lanes. I drove peaches from the valley through the August dust and rain. Every Monday near the state line, I would stop beneath your frame. You climbed down with blue paint on your fingers and asked me for my name. You wore a bandana around your dark hair, white overalls marked red and green. You said the empty wooden billboards were the largest walls you'd ever seen. I brought cold soda from the truck stop. You drew small sunsets on my hands. By evening, every passing driver saw your colors cross the land. You said these roads are full of stories, but the signs all look the same. Then you painted two bright headlights and wrote our initials in the rain. On the billboard outside Santa Fe, you painted love that would not fade. Two headlights running toward the west, a red sun falling behind their trail. We had one summer, one open road, one old radio playing low. On the billboard outside Santa Fe, you made forever from a can of paint. We spent September chasing sunsets, sleeping near the reservoir. You kept brushes in the backseat, I kept quarters in a jar. At a diner outside Amarillo, you sketched a house beside a hill, a porch, two chairs, a yellow kitchen, a place where we could both be still. Then a gallery owner from New Mexico saw your work above Route 10. He offered you a winter contract, a studio, and a place to stay. My mother's farm was losing money, my younger brother needed school. I told you I would follow in the springtime, though we both knew that might not come true. At the junction before sunrise, your suitcase waited by the door. You placed one paintbrush on my dashboard and said, "Don't promise anymore." On the billboard outside Santa Fe, you painted love that would not fade. Two headlights running toward the west, a red sun falling behind their trail. We had one summer, one open road, one old radio playing low. On the billboard outside Santa Fe, you made forever from a can of paint. Your postcards came in painted envelopes, each one brighter than the last. You wrote of adobe walls at sunset I wrote of harvest running late. I saved enough by early April, then the engine on my truck gave out. By the time the peaches reached the market, your final letter had arrived. You said your work was moving northward. A train would leave the following day. You waited 3 nights at the Red Rock Motel. I never found a way. Inside the envelope was a photograph. You standing underneath our sign. On the back you wrote, some roads keep moving, even when 2 hearts fall behind. I kept the farm through 7 dry years, then sold the land when prices fell. I married once, but never mentioned the painted sunsets I remembered well. The highway widened, signs were replaced. The truck stop became a chain. I thought the weather and the sunlight had washed away your name. Tonight a detour sent me southbound on the road we used to take. There above the darkened desert, your old colors burned again. Someone had restored the red horizon, the headlights and the western trail. Beneath them, in your careful lettering, were 7 words I knew too well. Some roads return what time has taken. On the billboard outside Santa Fe. Desert evening turned to copper, heat still rising from the road. A faded station crossed the speakers, playing songs we used to know. Then beyond the county warning sign, beneath the violet sky, I saw your colors on a billboard and nearly let the exit pass me by. You painted signs along the highway, standing high above the lanes. I drove peaches from the valley through the August dust and rain. Every Monday near the state line, I would stop beneath your frame. You climbed down with blue paint on your fingers and asked me for my name. You wore a bandana around your dark hair, white overalls marked red and green. You said the empty wooden billboards were the largest walls you'd ever seen. I brought cold soda from the truck stop. You drew small sunsets on my hands. By evening, every passing driver saw your colors cross the land. You said these roads are full of stories, but the signs all look the same. Then you painted 2 bright headlights spent September chasing sunsets, sleeping near the reservoir. You kept brushes in the backseat, I kept quarters in a jar. At a diner outside Amarillo, you sketched a house beside a hill, a porch, 2 chairs, a yellow kitchen, a place where we could both be still. Then a gallery owner from New Mexico saw your work above Route 10. He offered you a winter contract, a studio, and a place to stay. My mother's farm was losing money. My younger brother needed school. I told you I would follow in the springtime, though we both knew that might not come true. At the junction before sunrise, your suitcase waited by the door. You placed one paintbrush on my dashboard and said, "Don't promise anymore." On the billboard outside Santa Fe, you painted love that would not fade. 2 headlights running toward the west, a red sun falling behind their trail. We had one summer, one open road, one old radio playing low. On the billboard outside Santa Fe, you made forever from a can of paint. Your postcards came in painted envelopes, each one brighter than the last. You wrote of adobe walls at sunset, I wrote of harvest running late. I saved enough by early April, then the engine on my truck gave out. By the time the peaches reached the market, your final letter had arrived. You said your work was moving northward, a train would leave the following day. You waited 3 nights at the Red Rock Motel. I never found a way. Inside the envelope was a photograph, you standing underneath our sign. On the back you wrote, "Some roads keep moving, even when 2 hearts fall behind." I kept the farm through 7 dry years, then sold the land when prices fell. I married once, but never mentioned the painted sunsets I remembered well. The highway widened, signs were replaced, the truck stop became a chain. I thought the weather and the sunlight had washed away your name. Tonight a detour sent me southbound on the road we used to take. There above the darkened desert, your old colors burned again. Someone had restored the red horizon, the one you black water turning silver gray. A midnight station filled the dashboard with a song from yesterday. Then the sign for Highway 6 appeared, half hidden by the mist. And I remembered one last ferry and the girl I almost left with. You sold tickets at the river crossing, working evenings through the spring. I drove medicine to country clinics in a van that rattled in the wind. Every Wednesday near 11, I would join the final line. You leaned beneath the ticket window, smiling like you had all night. You wore a navy woolen jacket with a white pin near the seam. You said the boats look like small cities, carrying strangers through their dreams. When the final cars were loaded, you would ride across with me. We stood beside the upper railing, watching lights divide the stream. You said the river never chooses which side it has to call its home. I said then when the summer's over, we'll find a road we've never known. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, your hand was warm inside my fingertips. The radio was playing from the cars below. The river carried every light we knew. We had 2 tickets and a western map, a little money hidden in your bag. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, we believed there was a life beyond all this. By July we chose a Friday morning, when your final shift was done. We planned to drive through Oklahoma and reach the mountains with the sun. You packed your camera and your records, I had blankets in the van. We wrote our names inside a matchbook from the Riverside Cafe. But Thursday brought a summer flood. The river climbed above the wall. Your father worked the eastern landing when the warning sirens called. A cable snapped beneath the current and the rescue boats went out. You waited all night at the station until they finally brought him home. You said your mother could not face it, your younger sisters needed you. I knew the road had closed between us before you said what you must do. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, your hand was warm inside my fingertips. The radio was playing from the cars below. The river carried every light we knew. We had 2 tickets and a western map, a little money hidden in your bag. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, we believed there was a life beyond all this. I stayed until the bridge reopened, helping clear the flooded road. You moved into your father's small house and took the morning ticket shift. For almost one full year we tried to keep our plans from wearing thin. But every time I spoke of leaving, you heard the river pulling him. Then a hospital in Arizona offered me a drive-in route. You stood beside the empty ferry while the winter sun went down. You handed back the western map, but kept the matchbook in your coat. You said, I love you more than leaving, but I cannot cross that road. But none of them erased your face. Your letters came for several seasons, filled with ordinary days. Your sister graduated nursing. Your mother slowly found her way. Then one envelope arrived unopened, with a note in someone else's hand. You had married the new ferry captain and moved upriver near his land. I placed the western map inside it, then watched the sunset from my van. Some dreams are not destroyed by failure, they simply choose a different life. Highway 6, your hand was warm inside my fingertips. The river shone beneath the moonlight, black water turning silver gray. Midnight station filled the dashboard with a song from yesterday. Then the sign for Highway 6 appeared, half hidden by the mist. And I remembered one last ferry and the girl I almost left with. We sold tickets at the river crossing, working evenings through the spring. I drove medicine to country clinics in a van that rattled in the wind. Every Wednesday near 11, I would join the final line. You leaned beneath the ticket window, smiled drive through Oklahoma and reach the mountains with the sun. You packed your camera and your records. I had blankets in the van. We wrote our names inside a matchbook from the Riverside Cafe. But Thursday brought a summer flood. The river climbed above the wall. Your father worked the eastern landing when the warning sirens called. A cable snapped beneath the current and the rescue boats went out. You waited all night at the station until they finally brought him home. You said your mother could not face it. Your younger sisters needed you. I knew the road had closed between us before you said what you must do. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, your hand was warm inside my fingertips. The radio was playing from the cars below. The river carried every light we knew. We had 2 tickets and a western map, a little money hidden in your bag. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, we believed there was a life beyond all this. I stayed until the bridge reopened, helping clear the flooded road. You moved into your father's small house and took the morning ticket shift. For almost 1 full year we tried to keep our plans from wearing thin. But every time I spoke of leaving, you heard the river pulling him. Then a hospital in Arizona offered me a driving route. You stood beside the empty ferry while the winter sun went down. You handed back the western map, but kept the matchbook in your coat. You said, I love you more than leaving, but I cannot cross that road. I drove west through open country, past red mesas, dust and rain. I learned the names of desert highways, but none of them erased your face. Your letters came for several seasons, filled with ordinary days. Your sister graduated nursing. Your mother slowly found her way. Then one envelope arrived unopened, with a note in someone else's hand. You had married the new ferry captain and moved upriver near his land. I placed the western map inside it, then watched the sunset from my van. Some dreams are not destroyed by failure, they simply choose a different life. On the ferry at the end of Highway 6, your hand was warm inside my fingertips. the windshield. The dashboard clock read 109. A distant station fought the static and played that old song of yours and mine. Ahead the tunnel opened black, its yellow lamps in one long line. I heard your laughter in the speakers from the summer of '85. You worked mornings at the roadside bakery. I repaired trucks behind the mill. Every Friday after closing, we drove the road above Black Hill. You brought warm bread in a paper bag. I brought a tape you like to play. We watched the valley lights grow smaller as the evening slipped away. You wore a green coat in the mountains, even when the air was warm. You said the pockets held your secrets, a motel matchbook and a silver charm. I kept one hand upon the steering wheel. You kept your bare feet on the seat. We had no reason for the journey, only somewhere else to be. Before the tunnel took the signal, you turned the radio up high. You said, remember this forever, if the road divides our lives. It was the last song before the tunnel, the last clear voice before the dark. Your head was resting on my shoulder, your fingers drawing on my arm. When the station disappeared, we kept singing every line. It was the last song before the tunnel, before your road stopped following mine. That autumn, your brother called from Portland. His wife had left, his child was ill. You packed your dresses and your green coat, said you would return before the snow. I drove you to the mountain terminal, where buses waited in the rain. You gave me back my spare apartment key, but kept our favorite tape. You said, meet me here next summer at the bakery when it closes down. I promised I would bring the same old car and take you past the edge of town. But winter closed the mountain highway, a rock slide buried half the lane. The mill reduced the night shift workers, and my father fell sick again. Your letters crossed the distance, mine were written after dark. But every page became less certain, every silence left a mark. It was the last song before the tunnel, the last clear voice before the dark. Your head was resting on my shoulder, your fingers drawing on my arm. When the station disappeared, we kept singing every line. It was the last song before the tunnel, before your road stopped following mine. I reached had left there in my name. Inside I found the silver charm, the motel matches and a note. I waited every Friday evening. I hope you found the life you chose. Beneath the note lay one blank cassette with a message written small. Record the road when you remember me, or don't record it all. Cassette, I carried it from car to car, through marriage, children, changing cities. It stayed untouched inside the box. I thought that leaving it in silence was kinder than admitting pain. But tonight the mountain road reopened, drove that way again. The tunnel walls were newly painted, the old yellow lamps were gone. My radio found the same weak station, and summer of '85. Mountain rain crossed the windshield. The dashboard clock read 1:09. The distant station fought the static and played that old song of yours and mine. Ahead the tunnel opened black, its yellow lamps in one long line. I heard your laughter in the speakers from the summer of '85. You worked mornings at the roadside bakery. I repaired trucks behind the mill. Every Friday after closing, we drove the road above Black Hill. You brought warm bread in a paper bag. I brought a tape you liked to play. We watched the valley lights grow smaller as the evening slipped away. You wore a green coat in the mountains, even when the air was warm. You said the pockets held your secrets, a motel matchbook and a silver charm. I kept one hand upon the steering wheel. You kept your bare feet on the seat. We had no reason for the journey, only somewhere else to be. Before the tunnel took the signal, you turned the radio up high. You said, remember this forever. If the road divides our lives, it was the last song before the tunnel, the last clear voice before the dark. Your head was resting on my shoulder, your fingers drawing on my arm. When the station disappeared, we kept singing every line. It was the last song before the tunnel, before your road stopped following mine. That autumn, you brought brother called from Portland. His wife had left, his child was ill. You packed 2 dresses and your green coat, said you would return before the snow. I drove you to the mountain terminal, where buses waited in the rain. You gave me back my spare apartment key, but kept our favorite tape. You said meet me here next summer at the bakery when it closes down. I promised I would bring the same old car and take you past the edge of town. But when I closed the mountain highway, a rock slide buried half the lane. The mill reduced the night shift workers, and my father fell sick again. Your letters crossed the distance, mine were written after dark. But every page became less certain, every silence left a mark. It was the last song before the tunnel, the last clear voice before the dark. Your head was resting on my shoulder, your fingers drawing on my arm. When the station disappeared, we kept singing every line. It was the last song before the tunnel, before your road stopped following mine. I reached the bakery late that summer. The windows had been painted white. A notice said the owner sold it on the 23rd of July. The woman living in your old house said your family moved away. She handed me a cardboard parcel you had left there in my name. Inside I found the silver charm, the motel matches, and the notes. I waited every Friday evening. I hope you found the life you chose. Beneath the note lay one blank cassette with a message written small. Record the road when you remember me, or don't record at all. I never filled that empty cassette. I carried it from car to car, through marriage, children, changing cities. It stayed untouched inside the box. I thought that leaving it in silence was kinder than admitting pain. But tonight the mountain road reopened, and I drove that way again. The tunnel walls were newly painted, the old yellow lamps were gone. My radio found the same weak station, and somehow played our Friday song. I pulled on to the scenic shoulder, placed the cassette in the machine that spoke your name into the darkness. headlights. The heater breathed against the glass. A vacancy sign beside the highway turned the falling white to red. Your suitcase leaned against the console. My hands were cold upon the wheel. We had driven 3 states without speaking, afraid to name the things we felt. We found the room near Cedar Junction, number 7, 2nd floor. A brass key hung from a wooden diamond. Yellow light escaped the door. The wallpaper showed faded roses. The television lost its sound. You stood beside the frosted window, watching 18-wheelers leave the town. I placed 2 quarters in the jukebox inside the diner down below. You chose the song we heard that summer at the county picture show. We shared 1 plate of eggs and coffee. Your lipstick marked the porcelain. Outside, the snow erased the tire tracks that proved where we had been. You said tomorrow I'll be leaving. By noon I'll cross the eastern line. I looked toward the glowing motel and wished that room could stop the time. By the motel light we left behind, you held your face against mine. The highway disappeared in white, but we could hear it through the night. You said love was more than staying. I said leaving felt unkind. 2 hearts burning in a borrowed room by the motel light we left behind. You had a place at Boston General, a white coat waiting with your name. I had signed my father's papers, taking over his repair garage. You asked me once to travel with you. I counted every unpaid loan. I asked you once to stay until spring. You said you had to build your own. At 3 a.m. the power flickered. The bedside clock returned to 12. You wore my shirt beneath the blanket, your silver earrings on the shelf. We made a list of things we'd remember: the roller rink, the summer fair, the thunderstorm above Lake Mason, the first time I untied your hair. We promised not to turn to strangers. my shirt upon the bed. The diner waitress filled our coffee, though neither one of us could drink. Your bus appeared beyond the gas pumps, blue exhaust rising through the wind. I carried your suitcase to the doorway. The driver checked your paper fare. You reached beneath your winter collar and placed your silver chain into my hand. You said, don't wait beside the telephone, don't make your whole life out of mine. Then kissed me once beneath the red glow of the motel's broken sign. For one full year your letters found me, postmarked Boston, clean and blue. You wrote of crowded hospital hallways, I wrote of engines passing through. Then my father's health grew weaker, your night shift swallowed every week. Our pages shortened into postcards, then into words we could not speak. I heard you moved to North Carolina, your silver chain still catches light. The highway carried you toward morning, the garage kept me through the years. We were not broken by betrayal, we were divided by our lives. Two hearts learning love can remain, even when the lovers say goodbye. Snow moves softly through the headlights, the heater breathed against the glass. A vacancy sign beside the highway turned the falling white to red. Your suitcase leaned against the console, my hands were cold upon the wheel. We had driven 3 states without speaking, afraid to name the things we felt. We found the room near Cedar Junction, number 7, 2nd floor. A brass key hung from a wooden diamond, yellow light escaped the door. The wallpaper showed faded roses, the television lost its sound. You stood beside the frosted window, watching 18-wheelers leave the town. I placed 2 quarters in the jukebox inside the diner down below. We chose the song we heard that summer at the county picture show. We shared 1 plate of eggs and coffee, your Boston General, a white coat waiting with your name. I had signed my father's papers, taking over his repair garage. You asked me once to travel with you. I counted every unpaid loan. I asked you once to stay until spring. You said you had to build your own. At 3 a.m. the power flickered, the bedside clock returned to 12. You wore my shirt beneath the blanket, your silver earrings on the shelf. We made a list of things we'd remember: the roller rink, the summer fair, the thunderstorm above Lake Mason, the first time I untied your hair. We promised not to turn to strangers, not to let the distance win. But promises made before the sunrise are fragile when the day begins. By the motel light we left behind, you held your face against mine. The highway disappeared in white, but we could hear it through the night. You said love was more than staying. I said leaving felt unkind. Two hearts burning in a borrowed room by the motel light we left At 7, someone cleared the highway. The snow plowed through a wall of gray. You folded all your clothes in silence, then left my shirt upon the bed. The diner waitress filled our coffee, though neither one of us could drink. Your bus appeared beyond the gas pumps, blue exhaust rising through the wind. I carried your suitcase to the doorway. The driver checked your paper fare. You reached beneath your winter collar and placed your silver chain into my hand. You said, don't wait beside the telephone, don't make your whole life out of mine. Then kissed me once beneath the red glow of the motel's broken sign. For 1 full year your letters found me, postmarked Boston, clean and blue. You wrote of crowded hospital hallways, I wrote of engines passing through. Then my father's health grew weaker, your night shift swallowed every week. Our pages shortened into postcards, then into words we could not speak. I heard you moved to North Carolina, teaching children how to heal. I heard it from your younger sister, though I never asked what else was real. I kept your chain inside the toolbox, under invoices and keys. Sometimes metal holds a memory longer than the heart believes. dashboard glowed a quiet green. The clock was closing in on 2. A truck stop station played a love song I had not heard since I knew you. Then through the rain at exit 31, a faded flower sign appeared, and all the miles I thought had saved me brought back that unfinished year. You worked nights at the roadside flower shop, wrapping roses until dawn. I drove newspapers through the valley before the city lights came on. Every morning near the interstate, I stopped for coffee and gasoline. You stood beneath the striped red awning, wearing white and evergreen. You gave away the broken flowers the owner could no longer sell. One yellow rose beside my speedometer made the old car smell like spring. I started reaching town too early just to watch you close the store. You started saving all the roses that still had one good evening more. We never had much money, but the highway cost us none. So we followed every sunrise past the sign at 31. At exit 31, you filled my car with roses. The radio was playing, and the whole wide road was open. We had nowhere we were going, only morning we could run toward. At exit 31, I found the only home I wanted. That summer, after every Sunday shift, we drove beyond the reservoir. You tied a ribbon to the mirror, I carved your name into my heart. We ate peaches on the hood at midnight, watched the freight trains cross the plain. When thunder rolled behind the hills, you danced barefoot in the rain. You dreamed of owning your own flower shop in a town beside the coast. I dreamed of buying a delivery truck and leaving what I hated most. We kept our savings in a coffee tin beneath the passenger seat. By August we had almost enough to make the Western Highway real. Then your mother lost the farmhouse, and my brother lost his job. All the plans inside that coffee tin became the lives we had to stop. At exit 31, you filled my car with roses. The radio was playing, and the whole wide road was open. We had nowhere we were going, only morning we could run toward. At exit 31, I found the only home I wanted. You left for work in South Dakota, helping family through the fall. I stayed and drove the morning papers, waiting for your Sunday calls. At first your voice crossed every distance telephone wire. Then winter storms took down the lines, and silence settled like the ice. When spring returned, I drove north searching, with your ribbon on the glass. But your family had moved westward. No one knew the road you took. I left one rose at the empty farmhouse, another at the county sign, then turned around beneath the sunset, telling myself I would be fine. My old car disappeared to rust, but I kept your ribbon in a drawer. I married once and raised 2 children. You became a story I never told. Still every rose beside a highway made the years release their hold. Tonight the interstate was flooded, and the state police turned us around. I followed an old service highway through the sleeping valley towns. At exit 31, a new shop glowed beneath the pouring rain. Its sign read "Morning Rose Florist," with a ribbon around the name. I walked inside near closing, water running from my coat. A woman stood behind the counter, holding one yellow rose. Silver moved. Dashboard glowed a quiet green. The clock was closing in on 2. A truck stop station played a love song I had not heard since I knew you. And through the rain at exit 31, a faded flower sign appeared. And all the miles I thought had saved me brought back that unfinished year. You worked nights at the roadside flower shop, wrapping roses until dawn. I drove newspapers through the valley before the city lights came on. Every morning near the interstate, I stopped for coffee and gasoline. You stood beneath the striped red awning, wearing white and evergreen. You gave away the broken flowers the owner could no longer sell. One yellow rose beside my speedometer beyond the reservoir. You tied a ribbon to the mirror. I carved your name into my heart. We ate peaches on the hood at midnight. Watched the freight trains cross the plain. When thunder rolled behind the hills, you danced barefoot in the rain. You dreamed of owning your own flower shop in a town beside the coast. I dreamed of buying a delivery truck and leaving what I hated most. We kept our savings in a coffee tin beneath the passenger seat. By August we had almost enough to make the Western Highway real. Then your mother lost the farmhouse and my brother lost his job. All the plans inside that coffee tin became the lives we had to stop. At exit 31, you filled my car with roses. The radio was playing and the whole wide road was open. We had nowhere we were going, only morning we could run toward. At exit 31, I found the only home I wanted. You left for work in South Dakota, helping family through the fall. I stayed and drove the morning papers, waiting for your Sunday calls. At first your voice crossed every distance, warm beneath the telephone wire. Then when a storm took down the lines and silence settled like the ice, when spring returned I drove north searching with your ribbon on the glass. But your family had moved westward, no one knew the road you took. I left one rose at the empty farmhouse, another at the county sign, then turned around beneath the sunset, telling myself I would be fine. The flower shop became a market, the reservoir became a park. My old car disappeared to rust, but I kept your ribbon in a drawer. I married once and raised 2 children. You became a story I never told. Still every rose beside a highway made the years release their hold. Tonight the interstate was flooded and the state police turned us around. I followed an old service highway through the sleeping valley towns. At exit 31, a new shop glowed beneath the pouring rain. Its sign read morning sunset burned behind the cornfields. The highway shimmered in the heat. An AM station crossed the dashboard, then disappeared beneath the wheels. For half a minute through the static, I heard the song you used to sing, and every mile became the summer when we believed in everything. You worked evenings at the skating rink, changing records by the wall. I delivered parts for Miller Motors, driving county roads till dark. Every Friday near your closing time, I parked beneath the neon wheel. You came outside with silver laces hanging from your shoulder bag. We bought root beer at the corner stand, then drove beyond the water tower. You tuned the radio with careful hands, searching through the midnight hours. When music rose above the static, you leaned across the bench seat. Your hair moved softly through the window. Your knee rested against me. We had no tape to save the moment, no camera in the car, only one weak station fading as we traveled past the farms. We were living on the AM dial, between the thunder and the miles. Every song became a promise, every signal made us smile. You were singing through the static, I was driving without fear. We were living on the AM dial, like the whole world could hear. That August you were off at work with a dance company in Reno. I had finally saved enough to buy the garage from my uncle. You spread two brochures on the dashboard. One showed mountains, one showed chrome. You said, come west and start beside me. I said, this town still needs me home. We did not fight beneath the streetlights. We spoke quietly until dawn. You traced a circle on the windshield where the morning star had gone. At the bus station by the courthouse, you wore your red rehearsal coat. I gave you every dollar saved inside a plain white envelope. You tried to place it back between us. I closed your fingers tight. Then the driver called for boarding, and the radio lost the night. We were living on the AM dial, between the thunder and the miles. Every song became a promise, every signal made us smile. You were singing through the static, I was driving without fear. We were living on the AM dial, like the whole world could hear. Your first postcard showed a theater, your second showed a desert moon. You wrote that rehearsals lasted mornings, the city stayed awake till 2. I answered from the service counter with grease beneath my fingernails. I told you business had been growing. I never said how empty it felt. By winter your name reached the newspapers. By spring you toured the western states. I cut your picture from an article and kept it near the license plates. Then one July your final postcard held 6 words beneath the view. I found the life I had to follow. I hope yours is kind to you. Belong to older memories. Tonight I cross the county highway in the car my grandson drives. He asked why I kept turning slowly through the stations late at night. I said some voices live in static, some roads never disappear, and sometimes one forgotten melody can bring a whole summer near. Then a late night host announced you playing records from your show. He said you taught young dancers. Sunset burned behind the cornfields. The highway shimmered in the heat. An AM station crossed the dashboard and disappeared beneath the wheels. For half a minute through the static, I heard the song you used to sing, and every mile became the summer when we believed in everything. You worked evenings at the skating rink, changing records by the wall. I delivered parts for Miller Motors, driving county roads till dark. Every Friday near your closing time, I parked beneath the neon wheel. You came outside with silver laces hanging from your shoulder bag. We bought root beer at the corner stand, then drove beyond the water tower. You tuned the radio with careful hands, searching through the midnight hours. When music rose above the static, you leaned across the bench seat. Your hair moved softly through the window. Your knee rested against me. We had no tape to save the moment, no camera in the car. could hear. That August you were offered work with a dance company in Reno. I finally saved enough to buy the garage from my uncle. You spread two brochures on the dashboard. One showed mountains, one showed chrome. You said come west and start beside me. I said this town still needs me home. We did not fight beneath the streetlights. We spoke quietly until dawn. You traced a circle on the windshield where the morning star had gone. At the bus station by the courthouse, you wore your red rehearsal coat. I gave you every dollar saved inside a plain white envelope. You tried to place it back between us. I closed your fingers tight. Then the driver called for boarding, and the radio lost the night. We were living on the AM dial, between the thunder and the miles. Every song became a promise. Every signal made us smile. You were singing through the static. I was driving without fear. We were living on the AM dial, like the whole world could hear. Your first postcard showed a theater. Your second showed a desert moon. You wrote that rehearsals lasted mornings, but the city stayed awake till 2. I answered from the service counter with grease beneath my fingernails. I told you business had been growing. I never said how empty it felt. By winter your name reached the newspapers. By spring you toured the western states. I cut your picture from an article and kept it near the license plates. Then one July your final postcard held 6 words beneath the view. I found the life I had to follow. I hope yours is kind to you. The skating rink became a warehouse. Miller Motors changed its name. I sold the garage to my nephew when my hands could no longer take the strain. I built a quiet life with someone who deserved the best of me, but she always knew that certain songs belonged to older memories. Tonight I crossed the county highway in the car my grandson drives. He asked why I kept turning slowly through the stations late at night. I said some voices live in static. Some roads never disappear, and sometimes one forgotten melody can bring a whole summer near. Then a late night host announced you playing records from your dashboard glows in faded blue. The clock says 2:15. A paper cup beside the wheel, your photograph beneath. The station drifts through waves of static, then our old song breaks through. And every mile beneath these tires starts leading back to you. We were 20 in a borrowed car with $40 saved. Your denim jacket on my shoulders, your lipstick on the tape. We left the city after midnight while summer thunder rolled. You drew a heart upon the window and watched the skyline go. At Miller's stop beside the county line, we shared a cherry coke. You said, promise me we won't grow quiet when the world gets old. I laughed and turned the radio louder. You leaned across the seat. Your hair was dancing in the warm wind. Your bare feet on the dash with me. Every road sign looked like freedom. Every red light turned to green. We believed the night would last forever, somewhere between 17 and dreams. When the highway knew our names and the stars burned like flames, we were running through the darkness with no reason to explain. You were singing by my side with the whole world open wide, before goodbye became a shadow in the corner of our lives. Now the radio still plays, but nothing sounds the same as the summer when the highway knew our names. There's a motel near the old state bridge. Its sign still flickers red. Room 24, a broken curtain, one narrow double bed. We watched the sunrise through the blinds there, your head against my chest. You whispered that the road behind us was the only home we had left. But autumn came with unopened letters and calls we couldn't summer when the highway knew our names. Tonight I pass the exit where you once said turn around. The diner has new windows, but the same moon's hanging down. I parked beneath the buzzing sign and found our initials carved, still hiding in the wooden table, still holding who we are. Maybe you're in some quiet house with children down the hall. Maybe you don't hear this station. Maybe you forgot it all. But if this song comes through your speakers while you're driving home alone, I hope you know that in my memory you never really went. When the highway knew our names, we were young and unafraid, chasing headlights toward a future we were certain we could make. You were reaching for my hand, I was trying to understand how a love that felt so endless could disappear like desert rain. Now the morning finds my face and the night begins to fade, but your voice is in the engine and your picture still remains. The dashboard glows. Dashboard glows in faded blue. The clock says 2:15. A paper cup beside the wheel, your photograph beneath. The station drifts through waves of static, then our old song breaks through. And every mile beneath these tires starts leading back to you. We were 20 in a borrowed car with $40 saved, your denim jacket on my shoulders, your lipstick on the tape. We left the city after midnight while summer thunder rolled. You drew a heart upon the window and watched the skyline go. At Miller stop beside the county line, we shared a cherry Coke. You said hotel near the old state bridge. Its sign still flickers red. Room 24, a broken curtain, one narrow double bed. We watch the sunrise through the blinds there, your head against my chest. You whisper that the road behind us was the only home we had left. But autumn came with unopened letters and calls we couldn't make. Your father found you working Denver. I stayed for my mother's sake. You waited at the Greyhound station, one suitcase at your feet. I saw your face behind the window, but I never crossed the street. I told myself there would be another Friday night, another chance. But the bus pulled out beneath the street lights and carried off our final dance. When the highway knew our names and the stars burned like flames, we were running through the darkness with no reason to explain. You were singing by my side with the whole world open wide, before goodbye became a shadow in the corner of our lives. Now the radio still plays, but nothing sounds the same as the summer when the highway knew our names. Tonight I passed the exit where you once said, turn around. The diner has new windows, but the same moon's hanging down. I parked beneath the buzzing sign and found our initials carved, still hiding in the wooden table, still holding who we are. Maybe you're in some quiet house with children down the hall. Maybe you don't hear this station. Maybe you forgot it